Now the market of saffron is very hot. In the previous lesson, I talked about how to dry the saffron, and I would like to tell you the price of the saffron in different countries, the price of each kilogram of saffron. As you can see, the Iran is each kilogram of the saffron 1,200 euros, because the Iran is the production of saffron, 95% of the production of saffron related to Iran. And besides Afghanistan, they have the cheapest saffron in the world. In Denmark, each kilogram of saffron in Denmark, 10,000 euros. In Russia, each kilogram of saffron is 3,000 euros. In Germany, 18,000 euros, the price of each kilogram of saffron. In England, each kilogram of saffron is 10,000 euros. In South Africa, 12,000 euros. In Bangladesh, 2,500 euros. All price is each kilogram of the saffron. In Switzerland, each kilogram of saffron is 30,000 euros. It's very high in Switzerland. And in Afghanistan, 900 euros. Afghanistan has the cheapest saffron because the weather for Afghanistan is very good for cultivation outdoors, and also beside the Iran, and also due to the latent the tax, all things should be the main reason for the Afghanistan has the cheapest saffron in the world. 900 euros in Afghanistan. Each kilogram of saffron in Australia, the most expensive price is the Australia, because the very toughest regulations related to the distance between the markets is the shipping, and also the requirements for the saffron is very high in the Australia, and the price of saffron is the 50,000 euros per kilogram in Australia. In USA, 12,000 euros. In Spain, per kilogram of saffron is 10,000 euros. In Italy, 20,000 euros each kilogram of saffron. In India, 2,500 euros. In Pakistan, 2,000 euros the price of each kilogram of saffron. In the Greece, 3,000 euros each kilogram of the saffron. Why in the different saffron, in the Italy, in the Switzerland, in the Germany, due to the very tough regulation of the task related to all the governments, the very task is very high, and due to the weather in these countries, in the growing saffron outdoors is very hard, and the people should work in the growing saffron indoors. Also, we have the prices, we have very price fluctuation in the country. For example, in India, I told you 2,005 euros each kilogram of saffron, but sometimes the price of each kilogram of saffron is sometimes 4,000 euros, sometimes 1,500 euros. But this is very details, because I gathered this information from my friends, from my clients, from my trainees, and I think for each price, I talked with the numerous companies for gathering this information for you. This is very clear why we have the different price of the saffron, and why saffron is so expensive in some countries like Australia, like Switzerland, like Italy. In this country, the growing saffron outdoors, because the time in the northern hemisphere is in the October, and October we have the rainy weather, and it's very hard for the harvesting of the flowers, and it's not possible the growing saffron outdoors because very high. But in the country like Greece, for example, for 30 years ago, in the Greece, Turkey, Russia, they had numerous the outdoor lands. The price of the lands is very expensive. For example, in the Switzerland, in Italy, also the weather, the access to the lands, and the rules and the law of the for example, the import and export of the saffron in these countries. For example, in this Switzerland, very hard. The import and export of the saffron due to the price of the saffron is very expensive, and also the demands of the customers. For example, the people that love the saffron. For example, in Denmark, each kilogram of the saffron is the 10,000 euros. But also the demands for the saffron is very low. But in the country like Australia, in the Italy, the demand is very high and also expensive is very high. You know, there is very, very difference the price of the saffron, and these prices, for example, next month is the change. But in this saffron, this is very clear in the country like Iran, Afghanistan, and Russia, and Pakistan, and India. These countries that are near to Iran and also the Afghanistan is the very low, and the Europe in Switzerland, and Italy and Germany is very high, and the other corner of the world in the Australia are also very high. And this, as I told you, you can work with the growing saffron indoors. And next, the good news for the person that the one looking forward for the companies that sell the bulbs of saffron. Last night, the last edition of my book, as I finished the new edition of my book, that I added to the number of, in the one page, the companies that sell the bulbs of saffron. At the end of my book, I added last night all information with the number, with the site, website, the company in different countries, also the number of people that sell the bulbs of saffron. If you need my book, plus 5 days free online consultation, contact me in WhatsApp 0098 935 825 3945. In WhatsApp, also his pictures is related to my WhatsApp. You can contact me and order my book plus 5 days free online consultation, step by step of the growing saffron indoors. Thank you so much.